Filipino British singer-songwriter Beabadoobee will hit the Manila concert stage tonight, and she's set to perform at the New Frontier Theater in Quezon City. The concert is part of her Beatopia tour, which is also the name of her latest album. And I got to speak to Beabadoobee before the big show tonight, and she told me how excited she is to perform for the first time in front of her Filipino fans, and also the inspiration behind her album Beatopia.
So it was a world I created when I was 7, and it was during a time where I was repressing a lot of feelings. So when I had rediscovered the idea of Beatopia, or the concept of Beatopia, I wanted it to relate to my feelings I had at the time I was writing the songs for this record. So it was a lot of accepting things that I had for so long just pushed under the rug. And like sonically, I wanted it to be like super psychedelic and like almost like you're on a trip or something, and very like fairy, ethereal, and pretty rocky at times.
Would you say that your Beatopia album and the songs here would be like your safe place? I mean, this is where you can actually be who you really are.
Yeah, it's very close to my heart, and I even got it tattooed on my chest.
Oh, I see
The
that.
butterfly fairy, because I think it's just something that's always been in me, and I just, needed time to find it again.
Well, fine, you did. I mean, trying to look back at the Fake It Flowers album, how different is this Beatopia from the first album that you put out?
I think lyrically and what I was writing about, I was very tangled in the past with Fake It Flowers. And I think in Beethoven I wanted to move on from that and almost like become the much more mature adult I'm becoming to be. And sonically which I don't see as a bad thing, is that I was very much labeled as, a 90s revivalist, because I was I've always been inspired by music from that decade, and I just wanted to make an album that sounded more like me, and just kind of represent me as a person, as much as a person, other than just an artist, if that makes any sense.
I mean, it's interesting that you did say something. I mean, that you talked about it sounds like you. I mean, this album, obviously, I mean, there seems to be different types of sounds or maybe subgenres that you end up performing here, but yet it still sounds like you.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did that.
I think it's because I wrote it.
There you go. I mean, that really is, I mean, there's really such a part of you, and even with this Beatopia, it also seems to be maybe you've allowed a lot more people into this album of yours, into your little world, and maybe feel safer to allow people in.
Yeah, I think in terms of the way I write my music, I like write my music for myself, but I think what makes me feel like better as a person is knowing that other people can relate to my songs, and that makes me feel less alone, and that in turn makes them feel less alone. So at the end of the day, we're all in this together type of thing.
One of the songs here that resonates a little bit more would be The Perfect Pair. I mean, it has that nice Latin, modernized bossa nova type sound. Tell me a little bit how you came to create this song of yours.
Well, I was in the studio with Jacob, and I think we were like super drunk, and I was like, I just want like a really sexy song. Do you know what I mean? I want a sexy song to dance to. And so he came up with these chords, and I was humming a melody over it, and then I wrote it. I finished writing it the next day, and yeah, it was actually really hard to find the title for that song.
So how did you come to the title?
I don't know why I was obsessed with the letter P being in the title, but but I was just like, it has to be like a kind of like a two, like perfect something, like double P thing.
Did you ever grow up like listening to like OPM music or OPM sound? And is there any part, maybe in the future, or if not in Beatopia, that you do have hints of OPM or Filipino music in it?
I would like to think so because I think the root of my songwriting really comes from what I have grown up listening to, and that was a lot of like Apple Hiking Society. And I think the beauty about Filipino music is just the rawness of how um just how like just genuine, really amazing songwriting, just like amazing chords and amazing melody lines and amazing lyrics. And I think you need that as like a foundation for a great song. So it was ripples from Beatopia is very much inspired by Apple Hiking Society and like artists like Paul Simon, just like really great like acoustic songwriters. Yeah.
Well, so now you're in the Philippines, concert coming on Friday. What can fans expect? I mean, I'm sure a lot of Beatopia, but will you also be singing some of your old songs?
Yeah, I'll be singing a lot of Fake It Flowers. I like playing really rocky songs live because I like to see people move. So it'll be very energetic, I hope, and really wild. And because I'm really ill, I'm gonna move 10 times more because it does make me feel better. It's like exercising and getting rid of the sickness.
From your album, I mean, would you say you have like a favorite song from it, or something that just resonates so deeply within
Um,
you?
Probably See You Soon because I think that song like encapsulates the whole of Beethoven.
Would you have like a favorite line or a favorite chorus or a favorite phrase of it?
I think I needed space, I need some time away. And I think I needed space, need some time away. I swear it's just a little thing. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
you're absolutely gorgeous. You're absolutely sweet. I am so thrilled to be able to speak with you. Being back home, tell me a little bit about that, and how how you grew up maybe in a Filipino household, or what was that like for you being a Filipino, being in the UK?
Um, if I'm being completely honest, it was very hard at points, especially going to an all-girl Catholic school that was predominantly white. There wasn't many Asian women, especially like listening to a lot of rock music and not seeing a lot of Asian women or Filipino women doing rock music. It was hard because I was just like I was craving to look up to someone that looked like me with an electric guitar. And so it was difficult at times. And being back here and being able to sing my songs and my family being able to meet my band is like two of my worlds completely colliding into one another, and it's the weirdest and most like beautiful experience ever. But it's like crazy. Like I keep telling this to everyone, but it's like the idea of my Lola meeting my band, and like I keep telling my band like you have to mano po every and when you see my Lola, and they're like oh my god. So it's like crazy experience.
And can you also speak in Tagalog? Marunong ka
um
mag-Tagalog?
I can konti lang, but I can understand fluently. So I can watch like teleseries. I used to watch Ala Mo Kaya all the time. I understand fluently, but I just can't speak fluently. So
Thank you so much for being so sweet and adorable, and for speaking with us here on CNN Philippines. And we wish you all the best, and get well soon. And enjoy
thank
your sinigang
you.
and your garlic rice, and make sure you eat all that you want to eat while you're here.
Maraming salamat.